Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Chainlink. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. If you want to invest in crypto, you should do your own research before doing so. Now, if you haven't seen the previous update, it's going to be in the top right hand corner of the video. Check that out before watching this one so that you have more context. Before we get into the video, I just quickly want to mention my Patreon. So this is a great way to support me and a great way for me to give back to those who support me. We have low cap gem calls, buy and sell alerts, personal technical analysis, reviews, video requests, all that kind of stuff in the Patreon. We have 5 different tiers. We already have around about 35 posts in here. So if you decide to subscribe to my Patreon right now, you're going to get all of them unlocked immediately. All of the 35 posts. I think we have like 12 low cap gem calls. And yeah, so think of this as buying a cup of coffee, but instead of the coffee, you get a lot of useful information in 30 days that will potentially make you quite a lot of money. And that will obviously, be fruitful, right? So your subscription is going to be fruitful. I'm going to make sure your investment in me pays off. So yeah, now on to the video. Now, jumping into the daily chart, so Chainlink's been doing very nice things in this little dip, so it really hasn't dipped that much. We had a nice little bounce off the 20 EMA over here, as you can see on the daily chart. So that's why I always say you should have your buy orders ready and set to go on the 20 EMA if you are recovering from a downtrend. And you can see that you're getting above the 20 EMA over here. You hit your head on this white trend line. This is a resistance trend line that we are running into right now. So yeah, with that, you can see that now we're actually going and breaking this resistance line once again. And we're going to take a look at the 4-hourly chart real quick for to see what we're doing with this trend line right now. But you can see that we're coming up for this bullish cross. So the yellow trend line over here, or the yellow moving average, I should say, is the 20 EMA, the 20 exponential moving average, and the red line is the 55 EMA. So once you have the 20 EMA crossing above the 55, that is your confirmation. That is your buy signal, right? Because then you are, in a confirmed uptrend. Also, you can see that we have had a nice little bounce over here. As you can see, this long wick all the way to the 55 EMA and to the 0.236 over here. So yeah, this dip didn't affect Chainlink that much. And I've been buying Chainlink in this little dip over here. And I've been sharing my buys on Patreon. I've been talking about Chainlink in the Telegram chat, on Twitter, in the Discord server, all the social medias. I've been telling people that Chainlink is bullish. Okay, we're going to get rid of that as well. So yes, we do have a couple of patterns playing out over here right now. So you can see, yeah, the bullish cross is coming. That is going to be a great indicator for you if you're looking for the safest entry points. Then yeah, you should look, after you get this bullish cross, or after you get the bullish cross, right, and you don't want to buy once you're far away from the 20 EMA, you want to look for a back test of support, right? So still the 20 EMA, the 55 EMA are, two great areas to look for some buy orders. That's around about $23 over here. So great dollar cost averaging entries over here. So also this white trend line that I did give you in the last video, you can see that we held it very nicely over here at the end of the previous year. You can see that we landed over here, and from that point, you can see that you're up 33%. And I did give you a nice buy zone on the Binance chart in the last video. That was somewhere around $17 or something. So from there, that's 40%, right? Now, if we jump into the RSI, you can see that I did give you some nice take profit zones, and I did swing trade the Chainlink tokens that I had a bit once we got into this yellow rectangle. But you can see that you got into the rectangle, you kind of came back down to back test, this lower trend line, or the lower part, the lower support of the rectangle, because I drew this rectangle based on some resistance levels that we had based on the daily RSI. So right now, if I were to give you some support levels on the RSI, I would obviously give you this support level over here because we've been holding it very nicely. So Let me just get that knob on for you. There we go. So we had a bounce off this trend line December 5th, another bounce December 31st, and potentially if we have another pullback, you're going to see yourself come back down to this trend line. I'm going to mark it with this pink color so it's easy for you to see it. But you still have these two support lines over here on the daily RSI. So you have yourself 45.3 on the index and 52.3 as well. If you see Bitcoin coming down any lower and you see Chainlink starting to roll, these are some of the levels that you want to look out for. But I wouldn't want to lose this pink trend line because it's been a nice support trend line for us so far. Now, if we don't see ourselves coming back down to these lower support levels, you can look for a support off of this trend line, right? Either the 4-hourly 20 EMA, but if we start doing something like this in the next couple of hours, we hit our head on this 0.382 level, then you can look for a back test of support of this white trend line. You buy the back test of support, and then you're in a confirmed, this area, this level is a confirmed support level, right? Because it's been a resistance level multiple times over here. So one bounce over here, second bounce over here, fake out over here. Right now we're looking to break, back test of support, and then off we go. So that's regarding the 4-hourly chart. Now let's jump into the Binance chart. All right, jumping into the Binance chart, you can see that I gave you this support zone all the way from 17.7 to 15.25 on the price action over here. And if you bought in at the upper support, you were up 43% right now, and you were up 54% yesterday. So yeah, nice trades. If you paid attention to the charts and you paid attention to the support levels and you bought the dip, good for you. But as you can see, we are in a continuous uptrend over here on the 4-hourly chart, constantly making higher lows and higher highs, which is great. So we're gonna get rid of this right now. We're not gonna need that. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it just for a reference sake. Now we are having a little inverse head and shoulders pattern over here. So here you have your left shoulder, your right shoulder, and this is your head. So this white trend line over here is the neckline, right? So you have your first peak, you have your second peak. That gives you the neckline. So here we ran into the neckline, we broke above it, back tested it as support, and now we're moving to our target. So our target is over here at 32.36, which is the 1.414 on this Fibonacci retracement that we have. So this Fibonacci retracement is set from the swing high over here in December 1st, actually, and the swing low we have had here December 7th and December 13th. So that gives us the 1.414 at 32.36 and the 1.618 at 35.43. So those are two targets you want to look out for. Obviously, the 1.618 is the technical target after you break the swing high over here. And now we're actually approaching the swing high of this Fibonacci retracement. Now, if you jump into the daily chart and look at the oscillators real quick. So the stochastic is in the overbought over here. So if you are looking to take some profits, now would be a good time to, get your levels right and see what levels you want to take profits at. If you look at the MACD over here, you can see that we had the bullish cross. And once you got the bullish cross, December 16th, which was over here, that's essentially when you bounced off the support that I gave you. And since then, you can see the appreciation that we've had. And you had the bullish cross below the histogram, and now you're going above the histogram. And once you're above the histogram and you're getting a bit overextended, that's a time when you should look to take profits. But once you're above the purple box on the RSI over here, above the index of 70, that's when you should take profits. Well, you shouldn't, but I mean, you should do whatever you want, obviously, but that's when usually is the best place to take profits if you're looking to take profits, right? If you're holding for the long term, good for you. So yeah, now let's take a look at some long-term targets. Now zooming out on the daily chart, so you can see that we are actually in a nice uptrend over here on the daily chart, and we are looking at $79 over here as our 1.618 target for Chainlink, based off of this swing low in July and swing high in May. That gives us $79, gives us the $95.5 price tag on the second fib level, and the 2.272 at $106. So we'll see if we can get to those numbers, but obviously at some point I do think Chainlink is going to go over $100. It has been performing very well as of late, but right now it's starting, it's looking like it's starting its little run over here, but we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you updated with these Chainlink updates once a week, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure to check me out on Twitter. We do have a Telegram chat, a Discord server, and a Patreon. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.